Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video I want to talk to you about what I've seen regarding the Title Update 5/Episode 1 PTS. First off, if we take a look at this picture, we can see that there's going to be some new main missions. Then we have a new difficulty coming to the raid called Discovery Difficulty. The first expedition, which is part of the first episode, it's a new PvE experience that will be in the game. And then they have gear balancing, exotics and skill builds at the end of the test. Looking at the article some more, the main missions that are currently being tested are the Manning National Zoo and Camp White Oak, which will require you to have beaten the Tidal Basin Stronghold and also have reached World Tier 5. On July the 3rd, they will be adding Discovery Mode difficulty into the raid, where they'll also be adding matchmaking for this difficulty. Gear sets and the Eagle Bearer will not be included in the loot pool for this new difficulty, and I don't think the normal raid difficulty is getting matchmaking, so I don't have a clue what's going on with that. On the 5th of July, the first location of an expedition site will be available. The second location of the same site will be open on the 6th, and the final location will be available on the 7th, completing the full expedition site. On the 8th until the end of the PTS, they will be focusing on gear balancing, skill build viability, and the introduction of the two new exotics, the Diamondback Rifle and the BTSU Data Gloves. The 10th of July is the end of the PTS, and then we should hopefully hear when it will be available for everyone else. Heading into the patch notes, I'm only going to cover the things I think are important from this list, and I'll put the link in the description to the full notes so that you guys can check them out if you want to. Starting with some gameplay changes, all blueprints, so every single one in the game, will now be available to get from control points. You no longer need to do the daily or weekly projects to get your hands on the sturdy mags or the large pouch. These blueprints will also be added to the reset with Anaya in the White House next to the crafting bench. Exotics will now drop from heroic bosses, but the ones that come from crafting quests like the Nemesis will need to be obtained normally before they are added into the heroic boss loot pools. That's also the same if we say the Merciless and the Sweet Dreams, you can just get them from a random boss. You will have to have obtained those before they'll actually go into the heroic boss's loot pool. The crafting bench can now be upgraded to 500 gear score, which will require a 490 gun, 490 gear piece and materials. Crafted items can now be recalibrated. Stats can go to and from a crafted item, so if you make a replica of some sort of a chest, you can take the stats off that and put it on something else, and if that's already got a couple of good stats on it, you can take a stat off something else and put it onto that chest that you've just crafted. We have the Carbine 7 AR and the Stoner LMG coming with new talents. Then we have obviously the exotic BTSU gloves, which are Black Tusk Special Unit, and the new exotic weapon is going to be the Diamondback Lever Action Exotic Rifle. Then into the skills overhaul. We covered a lot of this in the video talking about state of the game recently, but they are buffing skill mods. Cooldown reduction is becoming skill haste and also getting a buff. They're buffing the damage on skills, and they're saying weapons will still be very viable. So they're trying to make a balance between weapons and also skill builds now. There's going to be two new classified assignments coming to the game, one called Aquarium and the other is Data Center. NPCs no longer double heal their armor, and that is pretty much about it. That's all I've picked up, the most important things that I believe. Don't forget there's a link below if you want to go check out the full notes. I will be back soon with another video because I want to talk about the exotics, the new weapons and the stuff like that in a little bit more depth. So I'm going to make a separate video for that. But let me know what you think about Title Update 5/Episode 1 in the comments. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.